So I started this week off continuing to experiment in DaVinci Resolve. I had a lot of fun with that, but I had more fun working on my bottle peak short. I had my script and my storyboard from last week, but when I started hitting keyframes in Adobe Animate, it just looked dead or flat. I couldn't get the action just right. So I thought it was time to bite the bullet, stop guessing, and start observing. So I filmed a live action reference of myself. Let me show you how it all turned out. I didn't have an 18-foot bottle to hide behind, so I just used a stack of chairs in my garage. I just went through the motions of what I had in the script. It felt really goofy, but what it did show me is the timing, the tilt of my body, the tilt of my head, the speed when I was moving around the bottle, when I was hitting the camera, when I was coming back around and hiding behind the bottle. It was actually a really good reference for me to get the timing more accurate in my head instead of just guessing. After watching the video a couple times of myself, I opened a spreadsheet up, and instead of using my original timing, I literally just started moving the cursor back and forth, figuring out where my actions were to the timeline on it. And I just started a timeline 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, figuring out where the action was during that time. And this really helped me get a feel for where the character was supposed to be and the actions he was doing during a specific time. It's something that I visualized it in my head, but I couldn't accurately move it on the keyframes going through. Having this new reference video and a step-by-step time of when those actions were happening was crucial to me getting the movements correct. One of the things that it actually helped me with as well is figuring out what plane the character is going to be on. Is he behind the bottle, next to the bottle, in front of the bottle? It got me used to that movement of the character. In Adobe Animate, what I was doing is actually just enlarging the character, which made it look like it was moving closer to the camera. And then I started working on some of the actual movements of where it was supposed to be during those times. What I actually had is layered. I had the background layer with everything on it, and I just moved the animation of the character through it. Then I had to figure out how to layer it so he looked like he was either behind or in front of the bottle. Again, using the reference video helped me figure out at what point in time he was moving in front or behind the bottle. I ended up making a separate layer and just having a bottle icon or bottle artwork that I placed over the top of it. I was able to turn that on or off to give the illusion of the character moving behind the bottle or being in front of the bottle. You can see that in this clip here. One of the things that I wanted to do that I was just personally curious about was how the timeline or how the video compared to the animation I did. So I clipped the live action of myself to the right frame, and after going through the motions, it's still very rough video, but I exported it out so I could do a side-by-side comparison. That's what you're seeing here. Clearly there's still a lot of work to do. I need to work on some smoothing the animation, doing ease in, ease out to make the actions a little more smooth. Definitely needs to look like he's bouncing or walking instead of just gliding along the floor. There's a lot of little subtle things that I'll be doing this week to help the character look like he's more truly animated and then not just slipping and sliding across the screen. My big breakthrough this week was understanding the value of a quick live action shoot of myself. Even if it felt goofy and I believe it looked goofy, it truly was a good breakthrough for me to figure out the actual proper movements. I've seen a lot of B-roll clips from movies where you see the animators going through these motions. A lot of the old guys had mirrors and they would go through the motions on it. After going through this exercise myself, I truly understand the benefit of filming yourself, no matter how silly you think it is, and using that as reference to make your animations better. Please, in the comments below, let me know if you've ever used a live action of yourself or somebody else to create your animation. Let me know if you felt goofy or if it feels natural for you. I'd love to find out what you guys are thinking. So please give it a thumbs up. It really does help. I appreciate you guys' time. Like, subscribe. It really does help. I appreciate it. Until next time.